where we eat oil and spit out facts. Welcome to Rip Roaring Garage. I'm Alex, and this is going to be a little bit of a test. New setup. I hope you like it. It's a pain in the butt to make. Let's get into what really bothered me. Enough that I could make a video basically waiting to go deal with VA problems. For this theme, I'm going to start it off with a news report from KSTP-TV, and let's just watch a little bit, see what's going on.
Law that allows police to take your cash and property even if you haven't been convicted of a crime.
Talking about civil asset forfeiture.
Civil forfeiture in Minnesota after investigative reporter Eric Rasmussen spent years uncovering flaws in the system. But Eric, you found that forfeiture is still impacting some people who can least afford this to happen in their lives.
I'll tell you about one man. He lost his car, he lost hours at his job, and then he says he lost his home. That's how forfeiture recently affected one Southeast Asian man in Nobles County. And we found it's a place that's been...
Now, I'm going to pause it here a little bit. One of the things I don't like about this report, and in general mainstream news, rather than attacking the actual issue, they're going to make it about race, as if this doesn't affect everybody, which you'll see in the following two videos I got. And some of them are like doozies. Like, what? You'll see. This is stuff that we have to be aware of so we can fight it legally, running for office or whatever.
I'm never going to forget the people that was involved in it.
Now, this is the owner.
It ruined my life, you know?
Hours earlier in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, Phouthong says his friend asked for a ride to Worthington, about an hour away in Minnesota, to see his mom.
I was getting really sleepy. My eyes were like not opening. So I pulled over. I let him drive.
A fateful decision. When he woke up, Phouthong says his friend, Steven Zanuck, was picking up girlfriend Maria LeClaire, a woman he never met, with felony warrants
Never
out
pick
for
up
her
anybody
arrest.
in your car.
They look in the mirror like, hey, there's a cop. And they take off in my car while I'm sitting in the passenger.
Racing down the highway in Nobles County.
Now I know I can make the joke about Nissan Altimas.
In the right lane.
Police say the car reached speeds of 80 to 115 miles per hour.
Again, I don't think that Altima was hitting 115. Cut the BS.
They never pulled it over.
I mean, you were in the middle of a high-speed chase.
Yeah, well, what am I supposed to grab the steering wheel or hit him, or what am I supposed to do?
It sounds like those things maybe went through your mind.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to die out there with them.
I told him to stop. I was yelling and fighting with him in the car.
This is the important part.
For months, 5 investigators worked to obtain this body camera video. Briefly detained but never arrested, it reveals Phouthong was pleading his innocence from the start.
What was your name again? Phouthong. Phouthong, okay.
But he wasn't prepared for what Worthington police officer Mark...
Now, this is the part that gets my blood boiling. He's blissfully unaware of what's happening, wakes up in a police chase, gets cuffed, put in the back of a car, and then this is what you hear. Imagine that.
Mark Riley told him next.
Well, we're taking it now, so.
Idiot, dude.
We're seizing it now, so. It's state of Minnesota's.
When they said we're taking it.
Now, I'm not going to play the whole thing. You can go to KSTP-TV's website. The state will just take stuff. You're not being prosecuted. The car is. And then...
Did you understand what that meant?
Let's skip ahead.
You are great to take it. To the LEC for us, please.
For the Worthington Police Department?
For the Worthington Police Department.
Fist bumps.
Fist bump for...
Like, okay, whatever. Everybody's making money off of a regular taxpayer that's not being charged. Even, hot take here, even if this guy was running, like the guy with the Hellcat in Texas, I don't think the government has any right to take property. I believe in the sanctity of private property. You can convict him, you can do whatever, you can make him owe you money for legal fees, yada, yada, yada. It is not your right to just take things. Well, I mean, of course it is legally. A judge said so. And if a judge said so, it must be true. As if judges didn't, trade with slaves and all that. So the legal system is flawed. And as far as the laws are flawed, this needs to change.
Prohibiting police from taking small amounts of cash and adding protections for innocent car owners. But Noble's...
And yes, this is another thing, because Minnesota just did a whole civil asset forfeiture overhaul. And this happened after. Doesn't matter. They're still going to do it.
County still got to keep Thongvin's 2014 Nissan Altima when a judge ruled he was not an innocent owner because he was present in the vehicle when the driver fled from police and took no reasonable steps to prevent it.
No reasonable steps to prevent it. What do you mean? Like flipping the car and dying? Well, I guess that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to take reasonable steps to protect it. But when it was that school banging in Florida, and the court decided that no, it's not the responsibility of the cops to go in and serve and protect. But you should remember that.
There will be people who say, "Man, you should."
And I just want to show
corrupt, unfair. Altima with flat tires
this
sitting
is
behind the Prairie Justice Center in Worthington, with more than a dozen other vehicles seized by police. Do you feel like you're punishing yourself coming over here and staring at this car?
Yeah.
Sounds like you can't let it go.
I can't. I can.
Imagine that's your car, that's your baby. Yeah, we joke about an Altima and all that, but it's your car. You work hard for it. And now it's going to sit there. You cleaned it, you whatever. And now it's rotting away. Now this is WhistlinDiesel. Many of you guys know him. And I just want to talk a little bit about it.
I just want to start this off by first saying I would much rather be making a fun piece of entertainment for everyone right now.
God, I love that kind of stuff. Okay. Short story. He was jet skiing. Cop from 100 feet, like quarter mile away or whatever, said they were within 100 feet of each other. And that's criminal operation of a vehicle. It kind of, not blackmailing, what's a legal term? Basically saying like, hey, you got a big channel. If you promote our boating safety to, have people pay to take it, we'll make it go away. And that pissed him off. Like, excuse me? So what if I was a nobody? I wouldn't get this. I'd get years in jail, a criminal record for life, and so on. And he was fighting it, and good for him. I recommend you check out the channel. I have time. I'm going to put one of the pinned comments. I'll put the link in to see the entire saga, because it's messed up. Yeah, I know. Part of me just wanted to show the tank going through a brick wall, because come on, that's just America. Back when we still had the plausible deniability of what America really was. Now, here's the one. Here's the one that initially I found this channel. It's Pinal County Sheriff's Office. It was one of those videos where they're pulling over the sheriff, cowboy hat and all, boots and swagger and all that. He's pulling people over that are camping in the left lane. And I'm like, thank you. Get them out of the left lane. Let's get this into the public consciousness that the left lane is for passing. And maybe wink, wink, other things. But at least it's safer. Okay. And he's giving them verbal warnings. Cameras there and all that. And that's good law enforcement. They got this deputy, and he's pulling people over. Check this out. Here's a little Camaro. I think it's not even a V6. Might be a 4-cylinder. Check this out. And pay attention to some of the assumptions.
And there he goes.
There he goes. Barely.
And he's tailgating again.
40 miles an hour.
I'll tell you what he's going to do. He's going to go into the third lane and pass on the right.
There is no third lane yet.
Here he comes.
Oh, yeah. Look at that speed. He's freaking Lightning McQueen.
He's going to have the open road here, too, because he's going to over-accelerate everyone. There it is.
There it is. Where? I hear the engine of the police car revving. I don't hear anything. You don't see the exhaust. You don't see tires spinning. What's going on?
82.
82. Wow. The horror of 82 miles an hour.
91.
And I'm interrupting you here to say one thing. These speed limits, they were designed in the 50s for cars in the 50s with bias-ply tires, with all that. Now, many cars have the automatic braking and all this kind of stuff that have made these kinds of collisions safer or more survivable with fewer injuries and so on. But remember that assumption? There he goes. Well, watch this.
Hi.
Sorry, I'm so...
Nope, that's okay. So I'm Deputy Slope. I work for the Pinal County Sheriff's Office. You're under arrest for criminal speed and you're not...
Let's listen to that tone again.
That's okay. So I'm Deputy Slope. I work for the Pinal County Sheriff's Office. You're under arrest for criminal speed and you're not free to go. Do you understand that?
You're under arrest for criminal speeding? Wow. You know, that's... I'm going to say a couple of things that I normally don't say. One, I used to be a police officer. That is not a professional tone. If one of my guys would have used that kind of tone, I would have been like, come over here. You're sitting this one out. Be like, how's it going, ma'am? The reason why I pulled you over is for speeding, which in the state would be a criminal violation, blah, 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 blah. Now, I don't agree with the the idea of criminal speeding. You can give them a hefty fine. You can points on the license. You can do all sorts of manner. Criminal speeding. Now we're talking about something that implies jail time, affects job security, affects clearances if they're in the military, and sticks with you for life. For doing, 91 in a 50 something. We've all done it. What this is saying, that this county, Pinal County, is that, yeah, we're all criminals. And the state shall treat us as such.
I want you to understand the gravity of the situation. Do you understand that?
Yeah, she ran over a couple of babies and sped off, and
absolutely nothing about that.
Windshield wipers wiping blood away. Yeah,
you're not free to
gravity.
You committed a criminal offense today. Okay, let me see your driver's license.
And his
So your top speed
tone
there was
is
91
almost like
miles an
he's
hour.
happy.
Sorry, I was supposed to be at work at 2:30. I'm so...
Poor time management does not allow you to break every single traffic motor vehicle law the state of Arizona has.
Okay, Arizona. Now, did she break every single traffic violation Arizona has? No. This kind of hyperbole is honestly what gives the left all the ammunition they need. Being law enforcement means never forgetting why you're out there. You're there to serve and protect. How are you protecting? You're just generating revenue at this point. And there's so many stories like this. I like VinWiki, and it's a little obvious. I'd like to do some of those car type stories. Let me know in the comments if you think you would want to hear me initially, and then other people talk about crazy, wacky car stuff and outlandish things, weird things, because man, I got a lot of them. I'm going to say this doesn't serve anything. This only enrages our political opponents, anti-car people. And ultimately, for somebody like me, I'm trying to get out of New York. Arizona was my number 2 pick. I was looking between Wyoming and Arizona. Out. Arizona is a hard no. I'd rather stay in New York. At least in New York, I haven't heard, at least recently, of any civil asset forfeiture, criminal speeding, or whatever. And that's knowing New York State troopers are dicks. Oh my, they are big trying to keep this family friendly here, but you get my drift. You can go to the video, watch this. There's a couple other ones. And what makes me confused, that's the video that they picked to show. Why? Because it's a Camaro and it's shiny blue and all that. Well, again, if I'm going to drive a Challenger or a Hellcat, that means I'm going to get pulled over for my most insignificant little thing. And then hit with criminal speeding, go to jail. Your life is ruined. Now you're 18. You can never get insurance again. You can't even get jobs. They ask you have a criminal record? Well, yeah, boss, because I was doing what everybody else does with minimal risk. Anyways, I want to keep this short. I want, if you're in these kinds of jurisdictions, write to your sheriffs. They are elected officials. Now, one thing I want to show before I go. Pinal County Sheriff's Office, Fridays with Frank 11, criminal speeders. Oh, what'd you know? Comments are turned off. This takes away every and all moral high ground that some of these guys have when they're saying the left turns off comments. And it just gives more credence to those that say, this is uniparty. It's just one side. There's no difference. So, if you see this is going to be tomorrow morning, I'm probably going to be a little late with comments. I will be in the hospital. But nothing serious. It's more to my long-term back injuries, neck injuries, and so on. I want to say another thing, too, because a lot of guys have been asking me in emails and so on. I do have some big plans, and I don't know about big announcements. I was thinking about playing the whole I'm running for president of my local car club. We're going to see how that goes. I have some big plans that affect this channel as well. It's a lot easier to take something that has an infrastructure and blend it with what we're doing here. But it also made me kind of think, if you have a car club in your area, I would recommend getting involved. And not just signing up, going to the meetings, maybe running for one of the office positions, maybe sergeant at arms, secretary, treasurer, VP, president, and so on. Because what we need to do is we need to not lose what we have. I had some discussions with guys, and the first thing was like, oh, these young kids, they're not interested in what. But yet they are. I see it. We see it. There's a lot of videos that get lots of views, and a lot of them are young. We're not doing enough to teach them. It's our responsibility. So get out there, get involved, because this is a car culture war. And anybody that says, oh, cars are not serious, you tell them that cars were the front line when it came to the FBI prohibition and all that. Without cars, we'd have no modern American, modern day spirit of bucking against this kind of tyranny. That's cars for you. So I'm going to leave it there. Wish me luck. So I'm Alex. This is Rip Roaring Garage, where oil is thicker than blood. Hand me that like. And I hope you had a rip roaring weekend.